What if I told you the next 6 months might already be scripted, not by politicians or billionaires, but by a yellow cartoon family from Springfield? The Simpsons have done more than just entertain. Again and again, they've predicted the impossible. From Trump becoming president to smartwatches, even pandemics before they struck. It's almost like they're leaving hidden warnings in plain sight. Now people are asking, what if the bizarre, the unbelievable, even the terrifying events waiting for us in the next 6 months have already been drawn in the background of The Simpsons? From sudden political chaos to AI spiraling out of control, from climate disasters to strange illnesses, and even reality itself glitching. What if we're about to watch the world catch up to Springfield, frame by frame? Stay with me, because what's coming might leave you questioning whether The Simpsons are just a cartoon or something far stranger. In one episode, Lisa takes over as president after what she calls the budget crunch left by President Trump. At the time, it was just a throwaway joke, but somehow, reality caught up. Now zoom in on July 2025. The world feels like a pressure cooker. Protests are flaring up in places you wouldn't expect. Leaders cling to power as whispers of scandal swirl around them. And economic stress is pushing people to the streets. Secret deals, hidden negotiations, backroom betrayals. It's already happening behind the scenes. What if July is the breaking point? Imagine waking up to a headline that a world leader has resigned overnight, or that a major election result has been overturned in a stunning court decision, throwing a nation into chaos. Or even a failed coup attempt sending shockwaves across social media, crashing currencies, and freezing trade as governments scramble to respond. It sounds like a thriller, but these are the kinds of global shakeups The Simpsons hinted at, masked in humor and satire. Their cartoons poking fun at parliaments, royals, and fictional summits suddenly feel like coded warnings. Because if July plays out like it's been sketched in yellow ink, the ripple effects could touch every corner of the globe. And we may all be left wondering if Springfield's political jokes were trying to warn us all along. But that's just the beginning. Because if you think political chaos is unsettling, wait until you see what might happen next with the machines we've let into every part of our lives. There's a Simpsons episode where the family's house gets taken over by an artificially intelligent system. It starts off helpful, making life easier until it turns on them, controlling every door, every light, every moment of their lives. Funny in a cartoon. But in 2025, it feels like a prophecy. Right now, AI is everywhere. It decides what news you see, who gets hired, how streets are patrolled, and even what your fridge orders for you. We celebrate these advances, forgetting that behind every algorithm is a black box we don't fully understand. But what if August becomes the month we regret giving machines so much control? Picture this. A major tech company unveils its next big AI system, something meant to manage hospitals, schools, or even emergency services. It's praised as the future, until it isn't. A wrongful arrest triggered by a facial recognition glitch goes viral, or a hospital's automated system makes a fatal miscalculation that sparks public outrage. Protests break out. News feeds flood with debates about machine ethics and human oversight. Governments scramble to respond, but the damage is already done. Trust shatters overnight, and the same people who cheered for AI yesterday are now demanding answers. The Simpsons warned us in their own way that it's not robots rising out of malice, but our own blind trust in convenience that might become our undoing. Because if a machine makes the wrong call in August, it could trigger a wave of fear and backlash the world isn't ready for. And just as we're questioning the machines, the world might throw something even bigger at us. Something nature has been warning about for years. In The Simpsons, weather chaos is often played for laughs. Snowstorms in summer, fire raining from the sky, floods turning Springfield into a floating circus. But lately, it doesn't feel like a joke. Record-breaking heat waves, floods swallowing cities, wildfires raging in places that have never seen flames before. These aren't headlines from the future. They're happening now. And as September 2025 approaches, the warnings are getting louder. Imagine this. A wildfire breaks out, but not in California or Australia, in a place no one expected, like a European capital or a dense Middle Eastern city. Smoke darkens the skies, air quality plummets, and thousands are forced to evacuate as flames devour neighborhoods and choke highways. Or maybe it's the opposite. Rivers overflow in regions that have never seen such rain, flooding streets, collapsing homes, and cutting off supply chains that keep entire countries fed and powered. Emergency services are overwhelmed, and governments scramble to declare states of emergency. In The Simpsons, Homer tries to fix the town's environment, only to trigger a chain of bizarre disasters. The chaos is comedic in animation, but in the real world, climate unpredictability is becoming the norm. And if September is the month when nature decides to remind us who's in charge, it won't just be one country watching in shock. It could ripple across continents, forcing people to leave their homes, pushing prices for food and energy higher, and testing how much chaos society can handle before it starts to crack. Because unlike a cartoon episode, there's no reset button when it's over. And if The Simpsons are right again, September could be the moment we realize that the climate crisis isn't just coming, it's here. But as the world tries to recover from nature's chaos, another storm might be waiting, one that starts in the heart of the global economy. In the Simpsons movie, Springfield's economy collapses overnight, banks shut down, chaos erupts in the streets, and Mr. Burns hoards gold while everyone else panics. It's a scene meant to be funny, but it feels uncomfortably familiar today. Right now, the global economy is on shaky ground. Inflation is high, interest rates are unpredictable, crypto markets swing wildly, and trust in big banks is slipping. Some experts are already whispering about the next big collapse, but most people brush it off, believing it won't happen to them. But what if October 2025 becomes the moment when the warnings turn into reality? Imagine this. A major international bank suddenly announces insolvency, like a replay of 2008, but on a global scale. It might be triggered by a tech company's collapse or a cyber attack on a central financial system that freezes transactions across countries. ATMs stop working, withdrawals are limited, and businesses close temporarily for safety. Panic sets in. Social media floods with videos of people lining up outside banks, desperate to pull out their savings before it's too late. Governments scramble to calm the public, but markets are in freefall, and trust evaporates overnight. And crypto. A major platform could vanish, taking billions with it, leaving people who thought they were safe staring at zero balances. It's a meltdown no one wants to believe could happen, but The Simpsons have hinted at economic chaos again and again, and their track record is hard to ignore. Because if October becomes the tipping point for a financial reset, it won't just be numbers on a screen. It will change lives, forcing people to rethink what security really means. But while people are watching the economy crumble, another revelation might be brewing, one that could completely shift humanity's place in the universe. For years, The Simpsons joked about aliens, Kang and Kodos hovering over Springfield. Government cover-ups played for laughs. But what if those jokes weren't just jokes? Today, military pilots capture footage of objects no human technology can explain. Whistleblowers hint at recovered non-human materials. Governments hold hearings, dropping hints they know more than they admit. Now imagine November 2025. A whistleblower releases undeniable footage. A retired astronaut comes forward with proof. Sensors pick up signals that can't be dismissed. News feeds explode. Social media goes wild. Suddenly, the world faces the possibility that we aren't alone, and never have been. In The Simpsons, alien panic ends with a laugh. In real life, it would force humanity to question everything: religion, science, history. And if The Simpsons were right again, November could be the month we stop laughing and start realizing we've been living with the truth hidden in plain sight. But while everyone's looking to the skies, a new threat might be spreading on the ground. In The Simpsons, a flu arrives from Japan and throws Springfield into chaos. Funny, until real life started looking similar. Now imagine December 2025. Winter travel spikes, people gather, and suddenly, a strange illness appears. It's not just a flu. People report hallucinations, sudden fevers, and exhaustion that doesn't go away. At first, it's ignored, until clusters pop up in major cities. Videos leak from crowded hospitals. Flights get quietly canceled. The fear of 2020 returns. But this time, there's no clear source, no clear fix. In The Simpsons, it's just another episode. But if December brings a new illness, it won't be a cartoon. It will be empty streets, masks again, and uncertainty spreading everywhere. And if The Simpsons were right again, December might not end the year. It might start something none of us are ready for. But there's one last prediction that could shake reality itself. In scattered Simpsons episodes, strange things happen. Characters notice glitches, time loops, or slip into other dimensions. It's weird, even for Springfield. But what if it's a hint? Some scientists and tech moguls now seriously discuss simulation theory, the idea that reality itself might be artificial. Glitches in the system aren't just science fiction anymore, they're a question people are starting to take seriously. Now imagine late 2025. People around the world report the same dream on the same night. A city skyline flickers on live TV, clocks in airports freeze, then restart at the same moment. At first, it's brushed off as internet hysteria until scientists start weighing in. News cycles explode. Social media turns into a storm of theories. Religious leaders call it a sign, while others see it as proof we're living in something we don't fully understand. In The Simpsons, Homer once stepped behind a bookcase into another dimension. It was a gag, but if something like this happens in the real world, a glitch we all see, it would shake everything we believe about reality itself. And if The Simpsons were hinting all along, late 2025 could be the moment humanity realizes we've been living inside the joke. From political chaos to AI failures, climate disasters, and even alien whispers, The Simpsons might have been warning us all along. Their jokes are turning into headlines, and the line between satire and reality is getting thinner every year. Maybe the next 6 months won't play out exactly like this, but staying alert and questioning what's happening might be the only way to be ready. Because in a world where cartoons come true, it pays to keep watching.